Decided to wear glasses today. When I don't work out, I try and wear glasses because I have the worst vision in the world, so I usually wear contacts. So I'm giving my eyes a bit of a break today. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for coming back. This video is basically all about how to kind of create your own workout guide. The reason why I'm putting this video out there is because I have created 2 workout guides. The first one was hashtag PPCG, the curve guide, and then the second one was hashtag PPSFB. That is Progress Pure Sculpt and Fat Burn Guide. And the guides basically mimic my kind of experience, my knowledge with weightlifting, my knowledge with nutrition and trying to eat accordingly. And so I have 4 main basic tips, which I definitely recommend for you guys if you're looking to kind of make yourself your own program, you can't afford to buy a program, or you just kind of want to tailor something that's really specific to you. And then I've also added in at the end of this video a whole bunch of just general exercises which target the main areas which are kind of good basic exercises to target, especially if you don't have that much experience and you want to kind of just get a base knowledge. My very first tip, if you are thinking about creating a guide for yourself, would be 1, experience. I say that because when I first started weightlifting, obviously I had no experience and I was like, I have no clue how to do this. And so what I did was I literally walked into a weights room, I went up to a personal trainer and I was like, hey, this shit looks heavy, I don't think I can lift it, can you just show me how to do everything? The guy was so nice, showed me how to do everything. I was taking pictures of him, I was writing notes down, I was like, wait, can we just do this again? Got a whole bunch of experience in it, kept on going to the gym, kept on trying all the basic exercises which they had originally showed me, Arnold press or squats or deadlifts. Just I really recommend focusing on kind of compound exercises, so exercises which target hundreds of muscles in your body at once. So not only are they going to help you improve physically drastically, they're also just the fundamentals that you should know if you're trying to get into weightlifting. Good thing about weightlifting, when I talk about experience, is I needed experience because I needed to trust the process. Everybody said, oh, if you lift weights and you eat, you're gonna gain muscle. But I had never done that, it never happened to me before, so I needed the experience of getting myself into the gym and actually trying for myself that was gonna work, because I think the number 1 person you're going to believe in life is yourself. The number 1 process you're going to follow is experience. If you are looking to create a workout guide that is focused on heavy lifting, then I would say you're kind of more on the safe side, because there is so much information out there which can be a good and a bad thing. The good thing is that it's kind of A equals B. You read online that you want to aim to be eating between 15 to 25 grams of protein every 3 hours. If you follow that, you are going to see results. So there's a lot of material out there which you can trust and that you can follow. That's pretty much what I did. I mean, I didn't really know anything. I looked online, I went to a whole bunch of really great websites, and I just trusted what they said. Now, when I say it's a good thing, it is, because a lot of it is just educational facts. Even though you have these general golden nuggets of information out there, you have to remember that every individual is different. Eating 200 grams of carbs works for one girl to get really ripped. It might be the complete opposite for you. You might need to be eating 150, 120. But just when you sift through the information, remember that there's just a lot of information and a lot of it isn't written by qualified people. I'm not a qualified PT or nutritionist. This is just all from my experience and testing on myself and trying new things. Some things work, some things don't. You can find out what works for you and what doesn't, and it's kind of this challenge to reach your goals, which is really, really fun and something you can tailor yourself. That brings me on to point number 2, research. Kind of mentioned it in point 1, but there are a bunch of websites out there, once again, have a lot of different kind of conflicting information, but the more you read on it, the more you're gonna know. Bodybuilding.com, Live Strong, Born Fitness, they have amazing blog posts up on there. There are some key inspirational women and guys that you can follow on Twitter, on Instagram. What is your goal in this guide? Is it physique? Is it personal fitness? Trying to increase your speed, up your cardio, run longer, able to kind of go longer distances? Is it for your health? Is it for your overall strength? Are you trying to lift way more? Are you trying to gain a lot of muscle? Try and find key people in that field who know what they're doing, who are experienced, just know a lot about what you're trying to achieve that could probably really inspire you as well. My 3rd point would be to communicate. You can kind of tell all these points are intertwined with each other in some kind of way. If you're just starting out, you're just getting experience with weightlifting or some kind of exercise that you're really focusing on, I definitely recommend communicating with your friends or people who are interested in the same kind of thing as you. You might find that a lot of the time your original friends aren't interested in what you're interested in at all, which is fine, but then I definitely recommend trying to find like some like-minded people. That's why social media is such a godsend. I've met so many cool people from social media. One of my best friends at the time now, like the reason why we're good friends is because she got in touch with me about Instagram, and then we met up and like we were talking about it, and now like I always go to the gym with her. It gives you the confidence to reach out to people that you never would have before. You can comment on exercise videos or pictures asking how did they get that physique, how did they nail that squat, how did they start lifting that heavy. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, make it known that like you don't really know what you're doing or you have loads of questions, and be proud if you can achieve something. Like if you can start lifting something heavy, go like post it on Instagram or whatever. Also, I can completely sympathize with people who find it embarrassing or find it a bit scary to put themselves out there like that. You do have to have a certain degree of like, fuck it. I don't really know if you can call that like a scientific process, but you have to be bold. Like if you want to go and achieve whatever you're trying to achieve, yeah, you might have to make a couple sacrifices. Even though this is not specifically to do with creating your own workout guide, like you don't have to have a social media channel. Whatever helps you reach your goal, then I definitely recommend doing that, because there's nothing more gratifying than achieving what you set out to achieve. Even like a diary, like it doesn't have to be open, doesn't have to be social, you don't have to be public, just something which will help you keep you on track of your goals. I communicated with some people, went to gym with people, you can try out new exercises, you have a little bit more confidence trying out new things if you're not on your own. It's great to also have a friend there, not just to like laugh with and try out new things, but to kind of check if you're doing it wrong. You know, like a few times I've been like, am I doing this right? I have no clue. And just kind of talk to each other about the whole process. Fourth point, which is probably the most important point, what is your goal? What is your target? When I say creating a workout guide, I'm not trying to say how to create a workout guide so then you can kind of like sell it online, and like this is specifically for you if you can't really afford to or you don't really want to buy a different guide. Let's say your goal is to build your bum a bit, sculpt your shoulders, lose fat on your waist so that it looks more toned. Do the first step, so you need to get experience. Go to the gym, talk to your trainers, learn the fundamentals before you kind of start chiseling down what your actual goal is. If you want to become a master of something, you need to know all the fundamentals. Then once you've got the experience, you feel confident in the gym, you feel like you can try new things, educate yourself more. So go online, do research, read. You can start to kind of generate in your mind how people have got in the past from A to B, like from their goal to achieving it, and how that might help you. Third point, again, communicate. So once you know that, you've got a bit of experience, you feel slightly confident in the gym, you think you've educated yourself, get a friend, talk to somebody, message someone on Instagram, communicate with people, validate what you think, ask people's opinions, see if that relates to what you've learned. If it doesn't, listen to them. Don't just stick to what you know, because a lot of the time when you think you know something, you don't, especially with something new that you might not have tried before. So don't go into this with any pride, if you know what I mean. Like, be keen to learn, be eager to know new things. Go to the gym with someone, see if you're doing it right. If you're not a big deal. You're on a brand new journey. This is so exciting. There are a whole bunch of like very exciting ways you can go about this. That is basically what I did, guys. Like I literally didn't know anything about weights. I went into the gym, I asked the personal trainer, started weightlifting. I loved it, learned the fundamentals. Then I communicated, I got in touch with a trainer who was qualified in nutrition and personal training. We created PPCG together after I had done it for 12 weeks and I loved it. This is my original guide, this is the curve guide, this is 12 weeks. Obviously I've designed it in a nice way. Creating your own workout guide doesn't require you to like make it all pretty and nice, but because I was selling this to girls online who wanted to try something new and get involved in something exciting, I did design it so that you don't have to look at something ugly every day. And yeah, I basically explain my journey like a little bit more, talk about it. I have a whole section on nutrition, all of this, talking about fats, carbs and proteins, got a glossary and key, and then it's basically all the workouts in different stages. Then after I had gained like a lot of experience, a lot of confidence in the gym, I was really ready to try something new. I wanted to focus on eating more calories so that I could be in a surplus in order to gain more muscle and get stronger in the gym, so I could kind of fill out my physique more and build my muscle. I was already experienced in going to the gym, I had the confidence, I already felt like I was educated, I had spent like a year talking to people. Then I went to the third step again, communicate. I reached out to Adam Bornstein, got speaking, he's awesome, such a cool guy. He created the Sculpt and Fat Burn together, and so he had a bunch of trainers which helped me, kind of proved to me that you can achieve whatever you want to set out and achieve, specifically with like working out out and your goals. I managed to gain quite a lot of muscle. With that also came fat. So I was like, okay, the second part of the guide, I want to focus on burning the fat so you still have that toned physique. So we created the Sculpt and Fat Burn guide, and this is like one of the most exciting guides if you're really looking to change up your routine. So you go from doing not just sets and reps, but number of sets in a circuit. So not just like, oh, you do 5 of 5, you do 5 of 5 minutes. You're changing it up all the time. It's really testing your fitness, strength, and your speed, how far you're willing to go. It's never boring because it's always like up pace, different. Shift from doing compound exercises like deadlifts and squats, doing more high intensity things like skipping, mountain climbers. Keeps it really interesting. So if you're also looking to kind of gain a little bit of muscle, you kind of fill out your butt a bit more, maybe shape your arms some more, gain a really strong core, then I definitely recommend doing this guide, because the second part of the guide will help you lose all the fat. So you'll be looking like really toned and really fit, and probably feeling like amazing. I felt amazing after doing this guide. So I'm just going to show you quickly the outline. So it's like Sculpt and Fat Burn, a bit of a welcome page there, and then it goes into kind of the basic rules which you should follow when it comes to some nutrition, and then how to use the guide, and then different stages. So the first stage is lean muscle, which does all this here, then metabolic booster, so we're going to be focusing on getting your metabolism up so that you can actually eat more and still be seeing really good results, which is that phase. The ultimate resculpt, which is the fat burn phase, and then proper fat burn phase. So ultimate resculpt is slightly different because it also focuses a lot more on strength training, whereas fat burn is definitely more just on cardio, and then it goes into much more about nutrition. At the end of the day, the whole thing with like following something else or trying something new out is you have to trust the process. You probably have heard that a million times. Seriously, if you want to see long-term results, you need to just believe in what you're doing. Like, there's so many people out there who have done this before, who have changed their nutrition, changed their diet, and have seen amazing results. So for now, trust them until you can trust yourself. Mentally, you'll notice a big difference in a few days, because like working out, sweating, eating good does make you feel mentally so much better about yourself. The physical results take slightly longer to come. I would probably say between 5 and 12 weeks. Thanks everyone for coming back to my channel again. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll be doing giveaways every single Friday, international giveaways. Last week I did a Gymshark one. This coming week, they're always going to be announced on Friday, and then the winner will be announced in this Sunday YouTube video. Apply on Instagram, check out Sunday, my YouTube video, to see if you've won. And yeah, I'm very excited to be giving away so many things. Love you guys a lot, and I will talk to you next time. Bye! For kettlebell swings, you want to stand with your feet hip width apart, keep your shoulders back and your chest high, bend your knees slightly, and then push your bum far back out behind you. When you do the kettlebell swings, you basically want to explode forward, hinging from your hips, not focusing on bending your knees, but the motion is all in the hips. Push your bum back, bring the kettlebell forward just to your eye level, and then repeat. I personally love doing exercises like box squat jumps because they really help improve your overall fitness by kind of focusing on your speed and not just your strength. So what you want to do is stand with your feet slightly pointed out, lower and arch your lower back, keep your chest held high, and then jump with the power of your heels onto the box. For squat jumps onto the bench, you want to start with your feet shoulder width apart and your toes pointing slightly out again. Jump either side of the bench, squatting until you're just about to touch the bench with your bum, and then right back up onto the box and repeat this motion. The prayer squat. These look way easier than they actually are, and they're great for working your hamstrings, your quads, and your glutes. So you want to bend your knees, keep your hands in the side of your thighs like you're praying, extend your legs and point your hands down. This exercise will target your lats, which means that it will make your waist appear smaller, kind of giving you that curvy look. You want to sit on the bench and have the cushion pressuring your thighs, but not too hard, not too much pressure, but so that you can feel it. It helps to keep your knees down. Lean back, reach up, pull down onto the single pulley things. God guys, I'm so bad at explaining this, I apologize. You want to pull them down, hold for a couple seconds, tense. Wide grip cable row. I did these in my last video because they're great for targeting your back and once again for shaping your upper body and giving the illusion that you have a smaller waist. For dumbbell bent over row, grab 2 dumbbells and have the palms of your hands facing inwards. You want to bend at your knees, hinge at your hips, and keep your feet pointing straight or just a little bit angled outward. Once again, like with every exercise, when you contract your muscles, you want to do so much more quickly than when you release. Breathe out when you release to make sure that you're really tensing the whole time. Lateral raises are my favorite shoulder exercise. They're really easy and I personally find shoulders probably the most fun part of my body to work out. Have your palms facing inwards. You want to keep your back straight, look forward, lift your arms up, not too high because the higher you lift, the more you're going to be working your traps, which are the muscles connected to your neck. So don't go too high up, go slightly high, straight 90 degrees and tip a bit and down. This exercise is so much fun to do and really great for working your abs, especially if you're aiming to kind of build up on your obliques, which is something which, like, I don't know, I'm always obsessed with. So you want to kneel down, put your knee closer to the cable on the floor, and then hold either end of the pulley with each of your hands. Hold and pull across your body and breathe out as you tense. So now you breathe out. One thing with this is you want to keep this a really controlled exercise. So try not to move your knees around. Try to keep your focus in one specific place. 'Cause I'm not a kind of girl who paints your perfect world. So this barbell rollout was on one of my Instagram videos this week and again looks much easier than it is. You want to sit down, have your knees close together, hold on to a barbell, roll forward, tensing your abs the whole time, and then bring it back. Don't extend so far that you can't bring it back in, and you want to focus on time under tension here. Keep your head and your glance looking in one direction the whole time. If you hyperextend and look in the direction that you're twisting, that's what I mean, like you could hyperextend, so try not to do that. Look forward, breathe out as you twist, hold it for 1 second or 2 seconds when you get to the position, and then release and repeat. Always stuck in the same room. I'm finishing up this demonstration full body push and pull workouts. So here I've got the dumbbell lunge into shoulder press, single shoulder press, and this is great for working your core, your hamstrings, your glutes, your quads, and then of course your shoulder and your core, like I mentioned before at the end. I personally also think that being able to do a push-up is a pretty good measure of how strong you are and how kind of fit you are. It took me ages to be able to do these, especially doing raised push-ups, which are now a personal favorite of mine. If you grab a kind of relatively high box, put your feet up on it, have your arms just past shoulder width apart, look forward. I know I'm not looking forward here, but you're meant to look slightly forward. Lower your chest down, keep your core tight, squeeze your bum, try and squeeze all your muscles in your body, lower yourself down, and then just keep repeating.